everyone, it's Dara. How's everyone doing today? If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Dara K. Fulton and I'm happy to have you here. And if you are a returning subscriber, you already know. Much love to you. Thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. I promise you, you won't regret it. This video, I want to talk about business, particularly small business, starting your own business. And I know there are a lot of videos here on YouTube that talks about the do's and don'ts and how to start and what to expect, blah, blah, blah. And I will tell you, I watch a lot of those videos and I find them to be very interesting, intriguing, and quite frankly, motivational. But I want to talk to you guys from my experience so far, the misconceptions of how easy it is to start an online business. And I'm going to stress online purposely because that's what I'm currently doing, and also because I think a lot of people mean well when they say, oh, it's not that difficult to start your own business online. But honestly, friends, it's not as easy as it sounds. Forgive me for the background noise. I live in New York City, so the misconception of online business. So let me start by saying, what is an online business? It's a business that you do online, on the internet. And that could be a variety of things. For me, it's teaching English as a second language to adults. For others, it could be consulting. It might be social media. It really depends on what it is you want to do. Now, I can't go into specifics in other industries because I'm not familiar, but I can only speak about my industry. And if you're not familiar with English as a second language, it just means that you are helping people, whether they are adults or children, help them learn the English language, grammar, speaking, listening, pronunciation, reading, writing, etc., testing, etc. And so I have been teaching ESL for 13 years in the classroom, and I've also done private tutoring face-to-face. And I do have some experience with online teaching or tutoring, but I've decided to start my own business where my focus will be teaching online to adults specifically. And there might be maybe fellow online ESL teachers who may in fact disagree with some of the things I will say in this video, but I'm only speaking from my own experience. Let me just put that out there right now. There are some teachers who loves to keep it real, and those are the teachers I respect the most because they will let you know, yes, it may be kind of easy to get into it, but it may not be this great success story that you may think. Okay. And then you have other teachers that'll say, oh, all you need is a camera, a microphone, and Skype, and you do a couple of videos and you do a nice profile picture and boom, students just show up. And sorry to disappoint you, that's not the case. So for me, I am like a baby in the sense of the whole online business. I'm not a baby in the profession, but I am a baby as far as startup. 5 years ago this month, I made the decision to start my own business. And it was a decision I made after my second hip surgery. And the reason why is because, well, for many reasons actually, I've always wanted to have my own business anyway. The other reason is because I got tired of people criticizing me for being too creative, too passionate, too caring of my students. And I said, if I have my own business, I can do what I want, how I want, and the students will decide whether or not they want to work with someone like me or of my personality. So it's a very liberating thing for anyone in any industry to take that leap of faith and decide they're going to take this route. I took the biggest leap of faith. I was working for a school and I quit my job so I could pursue this full time. And many people will tell me and have told me I'm crazy because why would you do that? I had very little savings and I don't have a lot of resources. So it's like, okay, is that the smart thing to do? It's 50-50. I would say to you, if you feel the confidence to do it, then do it. If you feel like you're not sure, don't do it. Save some money or take your time. Because remember, when you decide to start your own business, it's all on you. Always remember that. There will be people around to talk to you and share their feedback. Some of it will be good. Sometimes most of it will be bad, or whatever the case may be. But you will have that. But you have to make your own decision no matter what you decide to do. Okay. So let's talk about online business. Um, is it easy to get started? In a way, because we're lucky to have smartphones where you can, do videos like this. You have low cost microphones to where I'm not using a microphone, I'm just speaking directly, but the phones and have their own built-in microphones, cameras, etc. You don't have to have a fancy background, as long as well, this is not the best example, but if you're sitting, for example, in a well-lit room, natural light is your best friend, bare wall, or if you want to put like a white backdrop, and personally, I'll tell you the truth, you don't have to spend a lot of money on that. Go to your local 99-cent store, get you one of those like white plastic tablecloths, stick it on your wall, you're good to go. So there are benefits to online business. One of them is it can be very low cost, one. Two, it's portable. So if you live wherever in the world, you can still conduct your business. The hard part, and I will say not just for online, but in general, is getting the people interested. Now, I'm not going to say getting people to come and work with you and pay you. That will happen after. It's just getting people interested. And this is the struggle I'm having, and I'm sure I'm speaking for other small businesses as well. If you're an online business, one of the things I'm seeing is that it's a huge trust issue. And I'm going to tell you why. We live in a society, we live in a world that you have bad people, okay? And the internet can get really weird very quickly. You have people that lie and say, I'm interested in learning English, but they have other intentions. And this goes across the board. So again, not just for teaching. Or you have people who say that they're interested, but when it's time to sign on the dotted line or make the payment, everything becomes opposite. So this is a big, big problem, and it's difficult. The advice that I have personally received and have seen here on YouTube have been very useful. I have to say I'm lucky that I've talked to some people who gave me some really good advice. Marketing is everything, promotions are everything, offers are everything. And so because I'm new to this, I have been doing that. I currently offer a free student ebook that I've rented myself. I do have an email list. I have a website. I promote on social media. So I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to do, but again, it's really getting people interested. I would say that I've had people, I like to say peek in, peek out, who will say, okay, I'm interested in hearing what you have to say, or what do you offer? And that's a good starting point. I don't take that for granted. I don't complain about that. If you have people who show interest, be appreciative, because you never know where that may lead. Even if they are not the people who end up working with you, they might know someone who will. So I never take it in a negative way or say, oh, what's the point? Anyone who shows interest in what I'm doing, I am happy about that, because you don't have to be interested. The hard part is, as I like to say, closing the deal. And that's where it gets a little tricky. This is where trust comes in. People only see you here, not in the flesh, not in real life. So you have to do your best. If your business is online based, your job is to make sure that you're relatable. People feel comfortable with what you have to say and the content you're bringing here. It's no different than being here on YouTube. And I feel, interesting enough, that I get more of that response when I'm doing my motivational stuff like Coffee with Dara, and I've talked about this in a previous video, and I'll get that response when I talk about all things motivation. However, when it comes to ESL, that's where it gets a little back and forth, and that makes sense. So why am I saying all this? Is just to say, overall, to sum it up, is that even though it's a struggle, it's a good struggle, because you learn so much about yourself in the process. But I'm here to say, don't assume or don't listen to the people who tell you, oh, it's easy breezy. As long as you have a smartphone and you can speak halfway well, then it's a no-brainer. No, don't believe that hype. That's just a lot of hype. Or if someone tells you, I can make sure and guarantee that you can get all these clients or customers and make all this money, don't listen to that either. A lot of this stuff is just gimmicks, because if that was the case, then why are they telling you they can help you do that? Selfishly, if they're doing so wonderful, why would they, unless they really have that kind of heart of wanting to help other people. So business, I'm learning, can be very cold. It can be very cutthroat. It can be very manipulative. So you have to be smart. And if you're a baby like me, where you're, learning as you go, you have to be careful. That is the best advice I can give you. So I hope that gives some perspective on online business, or just, understanding that it's not as easy as it sounds. The last thing I want to bring up is that you're going to have a lot of people say a lot of things. It's a hardship in general when you're doing anything publicly and people have opinions, whether they're good or bad. But when you're having a business or doing a business, it's even harder, because if this is something you love and care about, you want people in a way to love and care about it as well. And if you have people who are kind of like discouraging or saying, hey, why are you doing this, or what's the point, that can be a bit challenging. So what I'm learning to do, and I will encourage you to do, is you listen to what makes sense to you and what applies to your business, and everything else you just thank you for the feedback, but you don't really take it in. I do not listen to anything negative. If you're negative and you're just coming at me like very disrespectful, that's an automatic 0. I'm not hearing you. But if it's something constructive that could be helpful, of course. And not everything that will be told to you, even if it's positive, will apply to your business. I've also learned that. My business is unique in its own way. It doesn't follow the traditional way of doing business. So a lot of times when people approach me with the traditional way, I can only take but so much of that to apply to my business. For you, it might be different. So always be true to what you're doing. Be true to your business. Be true to what it is you're trying to get. What is the end result? What is the why of why you're doing this, right? And as long as you stay true to that, even if people try to discourage you and tell you you're not going to make money, what's the point? You should do something else. I get this. Believe me. You just say, okay, you're entitled to your opinion. But the good news for you is, one, you're not my target audience. People get mad at me for saying this, but I'm being honest. You're not my target audience. It's not your business. So it's okay. You're welcome to feel how you feel. But you don't take that in and then get that self-doubt. Don't do that. Be true to yourself. Be true to your business, because you are your business. You are your own brand, and only you can make it happen the way you want. And your customers, or your clients, or in my case, students, they will see that. And I believe, honestly, that if they see that in you, and they see your passion, they understand why you're doing this, that will encourage them to show interest. And from that, things will start to flow. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope this gives you some perspective of how to, not so much how to start your own business, but the misconceptions that we tend to hear about starting a business, and how it's just a 1, 2, 3 thing, and it's not the case. If you like this video, please click like. Please subscribe to this channel, because again, I promise you, you won't regret it. If you have any comments or any feedback you would like to share, the comment section is there for you, and we can agree to disagree. If you are a small business yourself and you're going through similar struggles, I would love to hear your story. Feel free to share. Thank you so much for watching today. Love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.